Hello and welcome to Science Monitor, a show that brings to you the most significant news from the world of science, technology, innovation, research, discoveries and much more. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and here are this week's top stories. President Ramnath Kovind inaugurates an event to celebrate 10 years of joint partnership of India Alliance between Department of Biotechnology India and Wellcome Trust UK. Indian Space Research Organisation launches GSLV Mark III rocket carrying the modern communications satellite GSAT-29. Global Cooling Innovation Summit held in New Delhi to encourage cooling technologies less harmful to the environment than the existing air conditioning systems. On World Prematurity Day, in our Meet the Scientist segment, we discuss high rate of retinopathy or blindness in premature babies with ophthalmologist Dr. Subhadra Jalali. The top story this week. The Department of Biotechnology under the Ministry of Science and Technology, in collaboration with the Wellcome Trust, celebrated 10 years of their joint partnership in an event held in New Delhi from 12th to 14th of November. President Ramnath Kovind inaugurated the event and laying emphasis on the environment, lifestyle diseases and diseases of the brain, he encouraged bioscientists of our country to draft their priorities for the next phase of this alliance. So far, the alliance has awarded 320 fellowships to researchers in 93 institutions across 34 Indian cities. Science Monitor brings you a report on this important milestone.
The Wellcome Trust and Department of Biotechnology or DBT India Alliance began 10 years ago with the aim to identify the best researchers, nurture them as future leaders and build excellence in biomedical research. The Alliance has funded fellowship programs that support researchers at different career levels under the tracks of basic biomedical and clinical and public health research. Researchers funded by India Alliance have been carrying out remarkable work to improve both human and animal health. Over the years, the role of India Alliance has evolved from that of a funder to an influencer working towards establishing a research ecosystem of international standards in India. Its sphere of action, in addition to research funding, now includes capacity building for research through workshops, training researchers for leadership roles, informing science and health policy, and bridging the gap between science and society through public engagement. India Alliance celebrated the 10-year milestone by hosting a 3-day event inaugurated by Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind, in the presence of Union Minister for Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan, and DBT Secretary, Dr. Renu Swaroop at Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi on 12th November 2018.
The Alliance has focused on biomedical research that covers basic, clinical and public health sciences. Past 10 years, it has awarded 320 fellowships to researchers in 93 institutions across 34 Indian cities. It has laid a special emphasis on younger researchers at the start of their careers.
To commemorate the 10th year, India Alliance launched its public science talk called the Explorer Series. The Explorer Series has been specially designed to expose and inspire the young minds to the excitement and value of science. India Alliance also hosted an array of science talks and panel discussions on cutting-edge research and research needs in India, which featured India Alliance fellows, experts and representatives of both national and international organizations. Stories of Science, a science image exhibition, was also put on display for science enthusiasts.
DBT Wellcome Trust partnership has been unique as it is perhaps one of the few fellowships grants in India focused entirely on biomedical research with the vision to promote an international culture of science and bring the best funding and research management practices to India.
Some of the ongoing projects under the DBT and Wellcome Trust Alliance are the development of machine learning tools to build algorithms that can predict the outcome of sepsis in pediatric intensive care units at AIIMS New Delhi, and a project undertaken by IIPH Delhi to understand the nutritive value of indigenous foods and their potential contribution to food and nutrition security in tribal areas. These are just a few examples of world-class research with far-reaching translational impacts. It is gratifying to see how ensuring a competitive, efficient and transparent selection process, funding at international levels and engaging to empower has resulted in growth of a competent and distinguished cohort of researchers in India. A decade is a significant milestone to have passed, and India Alliance is a way for science to reach greater heights over the next decade and beyond in India.
ISRO's modern communication satellite GSAT-29 was successfully launched on 14th of November using the GSLV Mark III rocket from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. The GSAT-29 satellite will provide high-resolution imaging from the geostationary orbit and high-speed data transfer to India's far-flung and remote areas. Science Monitor brings you a report.
The Indian Space Research Organization's heavy-lift rocket GSLV Mark III D2 successfully launched communication satellite GSAT-29 from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh on 14 November 2018. The satellite will increase high-speed communication facilities in Jammu and Kashmir, Northeast region and remote areas of the nation. In addition, new technologies such as data transmission through optical communication link are also being tested